Well, in part one of the Contemporary Longrifle Association's 2017 show, we looked at some great craftsmen. We looked at work from Earl Lanning, West Fork Forge Knives, Ken Scott's bags. We looked at some pictures of Frank House's rifles, some of Lally House's quill work, and Duana Tucker's quill work. So let's get back into the show and see what else there is to see.
Well, I'm over here with Sandy Greco, and Sandy does some beautiful Pennsylvania Dutch style illustrations. And these would be folk art motifs that would have been found on a lot of the certificates in Pennsylvania Dutch life, birth certificates, marriage certificates, that sort of thing, which were highly decorated. And Sandy does a beautiful job with these motifs. Got some beautiful rifles here by Larry Gardner. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful detail work here. This is Margie Browner, and she's holding her personal Hawken, which her hubby built for her, and hopefully I'll have a chance to talk to both of them a little bit later. Alright, I'm over here with Mark Thomas, who is a man of many talents. And this is a beautiful knife that he just did, just engraved. Mark does about the best three-dimensional engraving work of any contemporary artist.
Well, this is the man himself, Mark Thomas. And one of these days, I'm going to get Mark to agree to talk to me on camera, which will be a real treat for you. Because Mark is fun to talk to. But in the meantime, let's take a look at another really unique piece that Mark has done.
Alright, so this was carved out of a Morgan silver dollar. Go ahead and turn it over. Look at that. Is that beautiful work? Yeah. I'm here with Wayne Watson of 18th Century Firearms. And he has built a beautiful flintlock rifle to honor the history of the Marine Corps. And Wayne, why don't you tell us about this rifle?
Okay. This rifle has the complete history of the United States Marine Corps on it. You have the raising of the flag on Mount Suribachi. The quote, you have the quote from General Pershing, World War I. Says the deadliest weapon in the world is a Marine and his rifle. He was frustrated because he couldn't get the same performance from his soldiers as he could the Marines. And each step, this is signifies World War II. You see the center of two circles, the Vesci Pisci, the interaction of God and man, the victory of island to island to island to the final victory in 1945. The jungle foliage on the islands that the Marines fought through. I carried it through the side plates. The eagle is pure silver. You can see the difference in the wing feathers. I carried it down through each of the side plates, the breast feathers. If you look close, you can even see the eye that looks at you. The blood stripe that the Marine non-coms have on their trousers, signifying the never forget their dead, the ones who have served our country and given their all. I have it in a complete circle to show that may we never forget those who gave their all for our country. On this side is an original Marine Corps kepi hat insignia That was actually worn by some Marine during the Civil War. I used it as a side plate. The barrel inlay.
Be better for spending money.
You have the Korean War. Chester Porter played such a part in the Korean War. When he was advised that they were surrounded, he said, "Good, that simplifies things." He fought a division in the Marine Corps is around 12,000 men. In the Chinese Army, it was somewhere around 17 to 18,000 men, give or take. And he destroyed 7 of their divisions in fighting his way out, and brought all his wounded, dead, and his equipment with him when he fought the Vietnam era, the North and South Vietnam. And of course, there's CLA. You can see each of the battles and the campaigns and wars, World War II. And then on this side, it's kind of self-explanatory. Mexican War, World War I, right up to the modern.
Well, that is wonderful.
And the Marines actually did have some Kentucky rifles with them on the Von Homme Richard, where they swept the decks of the British ship Serapis to the point that the British could not even man their deck cannon.
This is Rob King. He specializes in what I would call fine art rifles. Does some fantastic carving and metalwork. And he's got a Last of the Mohicans tribute rifle. And Rob, why don't you tell us about this?
Okay, it's Hawkeye is on the butt end here in brass. And he's right here with his tomahawk and his hatchet or knife, trying to save his girlfriend. And here they are going over the waterfalls. And an important part of this is here's the father. I'll get it down. The father is already mad at Magua because he killed his son. So here's the father holding a war club, getting ready to kill Magua, and there's Magua.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous work.
I just like to engrave. What else can I say?
No, that's beautiful engraving. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks. There's a great David Wright painting titled A Long Way From Home, which also serves as a cover illustration for a novel called The Forbes Road, which is a great novel and a great painting by David. Some great ladles and bag molds by Larry Callahan. Also a great customer service device here.
Yeah, I sell those. One down, but
all my life I've had more bosses than fans. Here's another one of my many bosses, Jason Gatliff of Muzzleloader magazine. I'm here with Mark Silver, and Mark does some of the most beautiful contemporary long rifles that you are ever going to see. And one of the things I always like about Mark's rifles is his silver wire work, which is just gorgeous. This is a beautiful German-style rifle that Mark did, and just look at that wire work. I mean, that just absolutely pops. There we go.
Well, we've just scratched the surface of the show. There's lots more to see. So please stay tuned for part 3.